Okay, so the first thing we want to think is obviously when you're picking, this thought process is going on in your head while the enemy team and you guys are doing pick during the pick phase, right? So actually, we need to go look at the XP for a minute. So the first thing you want to see is what are you gonna expect in your lane. So from the looks of it, you're gonna be supporting the lifestealer in the top lane, and you're gonna most likely have a well, let's see. It looks like it's a void carry or
Yeah, yeah.
it's a void carry, it's a pudge mid, or it's a pudge roaming, or it could be a windrunner mid. So in the worst case scenario, and you always want to think about the worst case scenario. In the worst case scenario, it is either going to be a undying top, not undying. What is this called? Pit Lord top, Pudge top, or both Pit Lord and Pudge dual top. So you want to prepare for the worst case scenario, which is going to be Pit Lord as well as Pudge top. So against both of these not tanky, high health heroes, Lifesteal is okay. They don't have much kill potential on Lifesteal. Lifesteal just needs to take a few hits on them, and they are fine. The issue with Pit Lord is I know it's a new hero. I know nobody really knows how to play him or how to play against him and all of that stuff. So I don't expect you to know this, but you can't really trade effectively against Pit Lord. He reduces, especially if he's leveled up his passive. This skill. Once he levels up Atrophy Aura, you can't do anything. You can't zone him out. You can't right click him. You can't do anything. So what you want to focus on is everything other than this lane. Then you wanna work about you wanna focus mostly. Your attention is gonna be mostly here in the mid lane. So let's see. So your starting items, you don't need a lot of tangos. You do need some clarities, and obviously the regular supporting items, which is a courier and wards. Now, if you have any questions, any comments, any reasons why you did something, let me know right away. You don't need to, yeah, just interrupt me if you want to ask. If suddenly a question pops up in your mind, just ask away.
Okay.
All right. So leveling up now, Lion. Okay. A small thing that you should always remember is that you need to know where and when your hero spikes are, power spikes are, and also you don't wanna level up a skill. Very few heroes you want to level up from level 1, but most heroes you don't want to level up a skill until you actually see that this is the time that you actually need to level it. For example, Lion, you might need Hex first, you might need Earth Spike first. Hex allows you to disable a person for a long time, and Earth Spike allows you to trade a little bit better because it also does damage. And obviously, this is AoE and this is single target. I think the biggest difference is single target and AoE. For example, if there's a rune fight going on, let's say you all get here and there's 2 or 3 people there trying to get the rune, and you guys want to take that fight, then you're going to level up Earth Spike right away, and you're going to throw the Earth Spike, and you're going to stun multiple people. Whereas if you're going to go straight to the lane, it's always better to level up Hex. So leveling up leveling up before you actually need that is not a good thing. Because right now, let's say you don't have a rune fight, and you go straight to the lane. Obviously, this is also a stun, but having Hex is better than having a Spike at level 1. That's one thing. Secondly, Lion, as a Lion, you level 1, you obviously just have one disable. And at the moment, you have a 1.1 second disable. At level 2, you're going to level up Hex. And that just makes a Lion a completely different hero. Oh, it was played all the time. Level 2, Lion is a completely different hero. He suddenly has a huge kill potential. You can roam, you can smoke gank, you can roam mid, you can get kills mid, you can do tons of things. But you're not gonna get mana drain until at around level 3. So Lion definitely needs clarities. 100% needs clarities. You don't need Ironwood branches. Don't need to buy Iron branches on supports. Pretty much ever until you get to a much higher level. You don't want Iron branches at all. Also, you don't need this much regen on a support. In fact, at the moment on Lion, you don't even need any regen. One set of regen is fine. I'll tell you later on why you don't need any regen. One set of regen is fine. just tango. One tangos is fine. I hope you free camera. I hope you got okay. You didn't even buy two wards, so you're at 3.4k MMR. I think at 3.4k you should buy both the wards. And when you go over the warding video that I linked you, you should be aiming for the intermediate level. And the warding video I explained to you, I explain where you should be warding. It's not high level warding. It's just the bare minimum basic warding, which you should be doing all the time. And if you want to do a little bit of extra, that's fine. That video, I pretty much go over how and where you should be warding for a very, very minimum amount of warding. Anyway, so you should get two wards just to start off with. No ironwood branches, one less healing set, and clarities. You should have had two clarities. And later on, I will remind me to tell you why you didn't need clarities. All right, let's go over. Any questions? Please don't hesitate to ask me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll-
Someone's having
All right, let's get over this pause.
30 seconds to go.
Let's see where you put this observer ward. All right. So if you were gonna put the observer ward here, then you should have just given it to the offlaner. The ward should have just given the ward to the offlaner instead of making all the way.
Okay, so I'll just give the port off later.
Yeah. Another small mistake you did here. So if you notice that you stunned the guy, which is fine, but it's just a 1.1 second stun. Imagine if you'd had a hex here, you would have hexed him for 2.5 seconds, and you would have managed to get that rune. Now you've lost almost half your HP, and you're doing dual lanes.
Yeah.
Okay. You've managed to, just for that rune, you didn't really do much damage to Void. Let's see, Void's got about 100 HP less, but he's gonna get that back quite soon. He hasn't taken a lot of damage, but you've lost half your HP. You had to tango up, and still you're like more than 100 HP, 110 HP down, and also you've used one stun. Right, you have 100 mana. That means right now you can only stun him twice more, right? Because you have absolutely no mana regen right now. And there you go. There you've used one more stun. Now you only have one more stun left. Now Lion is extremely good against Void. And the reason for that is because you have mana drain. So whereas if you were here, I would have said obviously definitely going for second point in Hex. But because you're against a Void, you want to have second point in mana drain. The only issue now is that you only have 1.1 second of stun instead of a 2.5 second of stun, because against Void you want to have Hex and at level 2 mana drain, and at level 3 mana drain again against a Void, whether it be a Void offlane or whether it be a Void carry lane, because then you Hex him and for 2.5 second you mana drain him, and pretty much after level 3 he's not going to be able to stay in lane because you completely drain out his mana. He's not going to be able to time walk away, and Void relies 100% on time walk to be able to survive in lane. So again comes back again and again to the choice of Earth Spike. Now, whenever it doesn't matter what hero you're playing, at level 1, you want to think long and hard what skill you want to level up. You want to consider every single skill. You want to consider the matchup you have, who your teammate is, who your enemy laner is, and then you want to level up an ability. It's okay if you make the wrong choice as long as you think about it. Because if you think about it and then you realize after the laning stage, oh, okay, it would have been better if I had leveled up something else. Perfect, you've learned something. But if standing right here, you by default just level up Q without even thinking about something, then you haven't learned anything. If the lane doesn't go too well for you, then you haven't learned anything at all, and you're just going to keep doing that same thing over and over again. So it's extremely crucial that you put some thought process into leveling up your skills. And the same goes for item builds. You need to think about every single cent of gold that you, every single gold that you spend before spending it. You need to think long and hard about it. Now, this rotation, I don't really know why you did it. There's not going to be a rune here. It's not 2 minutes in. You're not doing any wards. You're not taking any. This is not a good rotation right now. I don't know why you did it.
I just want to harass the mid lane.
Your voice is cutting a lot. I can't actually hear you.
I think I just want to just help the mid.
Well, you can't. Okay, I get it. If you want to help the mid laner, that's fine. To help the mid laner, that's fine. But right now, walking all the way from here to here at minute 1 isn't going to doing anything for the mid laner. If you want to help the mid laner, then you either should have started off in the mid lane and harassed the windrunner a lot, or you wait for, at the bare minimum, you wait for rune 2 minute rune and level 2.
Okay.
Not just one thing, both of those things. You can't do anything unless you have level 2. You need Earth Spike and you need Hex, right? To be able to gank mid. And you need the rune for a successful rotation as well. It doesn't matter if it's a bounty rune. It just doesn't make sense to walk all the way from here to mid lane, even if you have level 2. At least if there's a rune, you pick up a rune, you hope for a nice invis rune or something. If it's just a bounty rune, that's fine too. You get the bounty rune, and then you can quickly go mid and see if you can get a pick off. Otherwise, you need to have a TP. As a support, any support, you always, with your first gold, need to have a TP. There's very, very few supports which don't really need a TP, and those supports are mostly stagnant supports who need a lot of XP, meaning supports like Ancient Apparition. He pretty much never goes out of the lane. And also, even if he does TP mid, what's he going to do? Put some cold feet on somebody? He just doesn't do anything. But Lion can turn fights around. Lion can turn, tower diving around. Let's say Windrunner is going on your DP. DP is pretty low. You can TP and you can stun Windrunner. You can turn that around. So you need a TP. And making this rotation is extremely bad, because now what you've done is you are dual laning bot, which is nice, but you are not taking any XP. What you should have done now, is, let me freak out. There we go. What you should have done is you should have pulled this camp over here at about 50. Let's see. Why is it not working? All right, here we go. At 53. Excuse me. At 53, you eat this tree right here. Well, not at 53, but earlier than 53. You eat this tree, you remove this tree from here, and then you take this pull and you move it here. You take these full creep wave all the way down here, and what you do is, in that process, there's going to be 2 stacks here, and you obviously going to deny this whole creep wave, and obviously you're going to get you're going to get XP for 2 camps. Now, it's really, really important that you stay in this area. You stay in this what the hell? I messed up. Hold on. What the hell is this? I used the wrong arrow. Oh, god damn it. There we go. All right. It's really, really important that you stay within this area. The reason why is because you need to get the XP. If you get the XP for 2 of these large camps, it should be more XP than this whole creep wave. Then how much XP this guy's going, Timbersaw is going to get. And as a support, because you're not farming, you need the XP. This is how you get XP from stacking and pulling creep waves. The second thing is you will have denied this entire creep. Where is it going? You will have denied this entire creep wave's worth of XP from the Void. So what's going to happen is Void is going to be level 2, Timbersaw is going to be level 2, you're going to be level 2. But right now, what's going to happen is Timbersaw is going to be level 2, definitely. Void is going to be level 2. You're still going to be level 1. And by the time you get back, maybe they're both going to be level 3. You're still going to be level 1. And what's happening all this while is you're getting super underleveled, and pretty much, you're not going to be able to contribute much. Now you turned level 2 because you leached XP from the mid laner, which is not good at all. You should not be leeching XP from the mid laner. You need to find, if you're in a lane with your carry, then you want to let the carry get as much XP from the lane as possible. You want to try and not get too much XP from your carry. You want to make your own XP from somewhere, and that XP, if you are a support hero, and if you're in a carry lane, then that XP comes from stacking and pulling this camp. Or do you know how to pull through?
Yeah.
Okay, so you pull this camp, and then as soon as one of them is about to die, you pull this camp from over here. And what you manage to do is you manage to deny an entire creep wave every single minute, and you don't have to stack and pull this camp. And obviously, it obviously matters who your offlaners are, and because in this case there are two offlaners, you don't wanna pull through when there are two offlaners, because obviously they can interrupt your pull and prevent you from getting stacks and whatnot. And in this case, when you were dual laning here, your XP comes from this large camp. Now, if you look on over here, because of your time spent mid, not just because of your time spent mid, definitely a small contribution. If you look over to Windrunner, she's got more XP right now than than your mid laner, Death Prophet. And let's see what the last hit and denies are. So, okay, so look at this. The Death Prophet has denied more creeps than Windrunner. So it is entirely because of you. Let's go XP per minute. It is literally entirely because of you that Death Prophet is now middle of the chart in XP, and Windrunner is still at the top. Literally because of you, because you made that way down here. And that puts Death Prophet at a disadvantage, because Windrunner is going to level up. Windrunner is level 3. Death Prophet might be level 3. Death Prophet is also level 3. Death Prophet is 61 HP to level 4. And Drow Range, this guy is almost halfway to level 4. So this guy, keep saying Drow Ranger. Windrunner is going to level up before the Death Prophet. She's going to get level 4 before the Death Prophet. And literally, your rotation has done that. So you have to be really thoughtful about your rotations. You can't just go onto somebody's lane, willy-nilly.
Okay.
So, but this is not a major mistake. This is a minor mistake, because of the MMR bracket you're in. It's not a big mistake that you are leeching XP from your cores. It is a minor mistake though. So you need to prevent yourself from doing that. You need to make stacks, make pulls, deny XP from your deny XP from whichever lane you're in right now. Now let's talk about this kill right here. You came all the way up here, and what did you actually accomplish? Pretty much nothing. You did one right click, and that's it. So far in this game, you haven't done anything at all, apart from stunning Void twice.
Okay.
You need to be a bit more active. You need to try to accomplish a few things, and that few things, what a support does. Your job. What is your job as a support? Your job is put the wards down, help your carries get higher levels, make sure they have an easier lane, make sure they don't get killed and all that, and also obviously to deny XP, if possible, deny XP from the enemy team. And pretty much you have done neither of any of those, which is quite bad. But let's see what happens later on in the game. Your skill build is perfectly fine. I like this. Most people don't go for this. Most people actually skill mana drain at level 2. But the only issue I'm seeing right now is that if you do go and help somebody in a lane and go for a gank or something, you're just gonna run out of mana immediately. Like literally, you use these 2 spells and you're gonna have mana enough mana for maybe one more spell, and that's it. And then you have to pretty much go back to base. Now, all you've done from the start is you started off at the bottom, and what you were doing at the bottom was nice. You were trying to zone off the what's called Void. And Lion is perfect against Void, really, really good against Void. And if you'd stayed there, if you'd stayed in the carry lane and you'd pulled this big camp every 2 minutes or something, stacked and pulled and whatnot, and you would have kept harassing the Void, you would have managed to make sure that Void doesn't get any farm. He gets very little experience, and it would have also ensured that your Achilles right here, he would have got all the free farm, all the levels, everything that he ever wanted in the world. And basically you would have destroyed this lane. Literally, single-handedly, you would have destroyed this lane if you'd only stayed here and you would have kept pulling this big camp and harassing the Void. Level 2, you get mana drain because it's a Void, and you mana drain him, and you pretty much make sure that he completely gets destroyed in the lane. But instead, you're playing a roaming hero, and if you're gonna roam, then you want to not pick a lane support. You want to pick a roaming hero. Bounty Hunter obviously would have been better here. Lion doesn't work as a roaming hero because Lion needs a lot of levels. Let's keep going. There we go. There you go. There you started now. Now you're able to do this at level 2. The only reason you can do this gank right now is because you're level 2. If this was level 3, if this was level 1, obviously, literally, you just do this one stun and you can't do anything else. You a little bit slow on your chicken there. Oh my god, she's gonna live. That is sad. You always want to start off with chicken. The reason for that is chicken is instant. This hex is instant, and also with okay, so hex is instant first of all, and secondly, when you hex someone, they can still move around. They can still walk about, run around, and stuff like that. But when you stun someone, then they can't move or anything. Obviously, they're slowed when they're hexed, but they can still move. So what you want to do is you want to start off with hex, because this guy is also going to slow. You want to start off with hex, you want to get into a better position, and then you want to stun as soon as hex is about to end. But instead, you stun first, and what that does is, obviously, when you do hex, they can still run around. Now, the second mistake that you made, which is probably not your fault, it's because they paused, tactical pause right here. You weren't able to get the hex off earlier, so that is really, really unfortunate. Not entirely your fault. Yeah, too bad. Pretty much too bad. And this guy manages to escape. Let's see how close. If she just aimed at this, oh my god, that was so close. If she'd only aimed it upwards, but shit happens. Still, your rotation was really good. This is what you did right now was really, really good. You managed to send Windrunner back to base either, or she now has to ferry out a lot of regen. She's not going to get XP. Okay, she has to go back to base. Now you will see her drop in here, and then your Death Prophet is going to be much higher in levels than your Windrunner. And also, you will see that she's going to go much lower in net worth as well. She's already below in net worth. So, that's pretty good. This rotation was really good. And as we spoke about it earlier, it was because you hit level 2. So you want to recognize whatever support hero you're playing, you want to recognize what your power spike is, what your hero does at what levels. For example, Earthshaker. Earthshaker at level 1 is exactly the same hero as he is at level 5. He doesn't change. Literally, he does not change. And Earthshaker at level 6 is exactly the same hero as he is at level 25. Apart from Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger makes things different. But what does the Earthshaker do at level 1 and level 5? He just throws down a fissure, he stuns heroes, and he puts a wall down, and he stops aggression. That's all he does. He's literally, you can gank Earthshaker at level 1. You can roam around and stuff. Lion isn't the same. Lion needs his levels. Lion needs at least level 2 to start doing things. So whatever support hero you're playing, you want to recognize when your hero has a power spike, what your hero does, and then you want to act accordingly. So for Lion, you should have stayed in lane to level 2, and if you rotate at level 2, then Windrunner does not live. Imagine if you'd done this at level 2, at 2 minutes in, forget about the rune. Then in that case, Windrunner would have been pretty much level 3 at the most. And she would have been less tanky, less health, less armor, less all of that. And you guys definitely would have gotten that kill. Yep. Okay. So you go to the lane, you drain a little bit of mana, you harass the guy, and that's already good. Now, let's see. Free camera. All right. Now, as a support hero, do you see anything in this map that, you know, makes you say that this is not how it should be going on right now?
Sorry.
As a support hero, look at this map and tell me, is there anything that you should be worried about?
Okay. It's black.
It's completely black. It's not even dark. It's completely black. So you need to think about wards all the time. And the video that I linked to you, I hope I linked it to you. I did link it to you, I'm sure. Yeah, this video that I linked it to you, it gives you a small tip about how to keep reminding yourself that you have wards, that you have to buy wards. And you can pretty much never forget the ward. And you basically fill out your quick buy with wards. And then as soon as the wards comes out, not fill it up. I mean, just keep 2 or 3 wards in your quick buy. And when you do that, you will never forget to buy wards. Now, you really, really need vision around here. And very soon, when Pudge starts roaming around and doing his thing, you guys are going to start getting picked off really, really quickly. At the moment, he's not moved from his lane, so that's really good for you guys.
Dyer's top tower, you know the drill.
Okay. You're doing a bit of roaming. Oh, sorry. You're still doing that. Excuse me. You're still doing that roaming around. You're not really accomplishing much. And this is what I had the issue with you before, that you're just roaming around as a support hero. You're not really getting XP. The only issue with roaming is that you're not getting XP. You're not contributing anything to any lane, and you're not getting any XP. So you want to spend less time roaming around. You want to spend all this time that you think that there's nothing else to do. You want to stack and pull, right? You want to stack and you want to stack and pull this camp here. And if you were bot lane, you want to stack and pull this camp. All right, let's see what is going on in here. Okay. Looks like Pudge is dead. Alright. What? Death Prophet has mana boots. Looks like you're going for tranquils, and you bought 2 wards. That's good. Looks like Earthshaker was putting up these wards as well. Obviously, it's Earthshaker's huge mistake of Earthshaker's, because he is the lane support up here. So really, he's the one who should be warding up constantly, but he's not doing that. So it is obviously his fault first. But because you are playing support and I am coaching you, So I have to tell you that it is also your job to get the wards. And to be honest, if I'm playing carry even or mid, and I see that my support is being a complete idiot and he's not buying any wards for me, then I'll buy wards myself. So it doesn't matter if you are a support or not. If you don't have any wards in your lane, then you need to get wards. Doesn't matter who you are. It's just 65 gold. This
Okay.
rotation worked out pretty well for you. Really, really good job. Death Prophet popped her early again, too early, because she's not going to get a tower out of this, just a one kill. And to be honest, even if she hadn't popped her ult with your rotation, you guys guaranteed would have gotten that Windrunner kill. So a bit of a
Radiant's mid tower's getting
what?
banged up. Somebody's on Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
All right.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Now your skill build. When I at level 5, I usually like to go 2-1-2. And the reason is because you are pretty much out of mana after you use a combination of your skills once. And you can't do anything else. So, what does level 3 do for you in here as damage? It just gives you 60 extra damage, which is pretty much just one right click. And you're not really concerned about 60 damage at all. And it gives you 0.5 extra, half a second more on stun. Whereas a second point in mana drain not only doubles up your mana drain, doubles up your mana gain, but it also reduces your mana drain cooldown to 12 seconds. So this is huge. This is literally huge. And even at level 7, I might even put a point in mana drain depending on how my lanes are going. How often do I need to use my stuns and whatnot? Because if you're having to use your stuns a lot to harass somebody and keep them zoned out or something, then you want another point in mana drain. But definitely at level 5, you want to have 2-1-2. So right now you're going to have that issue a lot where you're just going to be constantly out of mana, and you're going to be you're not going to be very effective
Okay.
for your teammates. So let's keep going forward.
The Dire went and fortified their structures.
You see your tower is being taken. You come around to help. You miss your stun. You should have, as I said, you should always hex first, because it's instant, and I think the range is same. The range is same. I think the range is pretty much same, but hex is instant. And obviously, you won't lose your mana if you throw down a stun and you don't actually get the stun.
How about that?
Okay. Let's keep skipping forward. Oh, missed something here.
5 in a row. How about that?
Okay, so after level 2, pretty much your next power spike comes at level 6. And at level 6, you definitely want to have, ideally, you want to have a smoke, but you definitely want to go and kill someone. You want to tell your teammates, guys, I'm level 6, let's go kill someone. This skill is like extremely, it's a 160 seconds, so that's like almost a 3-minute cooldown on your level 1 Finger of Death. And it's also 600 damage, which after reductions is about 500 damage. So that's a huge amount of burst damage, right? You obviously know that. But what you want to do is you want to use this as soon as possible. You don't want to waste it, but you want to use it as soon as possible. So you want to tell your team, like, guys, come with me quick. Let's go and kill someone. Now, your issue right now is you're not even near the mana requirement for this, for your whole combo, let alone your ulti alone. You want to be able to have Hex, Stun, and Finger of Death, and you pretty much need full mana for that. So you obviously have to go back to base and get full mana or ferry out a Clarity. Now you use Stun, and now you obviously can't ulti. So No. Okay. Small point for you. The reason why I was able to know that you're not going to kill him is because Finger of Death. 600 times 27, 450. Finger of Death does less than 500, does exactly 450 damage at level 1, right? It says 600, but that's before um, reductions, right? So if you look over at this guy, this is what I'm talking about. Right here, it says 25% magic resistance, and every single hero has a bare minimum of 25 magic resistance. So when you do that, when you use ulti on him, he's not going to get 600. In fact, he's going to get 450. So you see these black marks? Hello?
Sorry, where black
You
black
see
where?
these black marks right here?
In the yeah.
So these each mark signifies 250 HP,
Ah,
right?
okay.
So so
That's in the health bar.
that's the health bar. Yeah, yeah. So right now, this guy, you can see without clicking on him that he's got exactly 500 HP. And you can see he's got exactly 500 HP. So you needed to do, if you'd right here, you cancel the animation as well. Oh my god, that was a guaranteed kill. You do about 50 damage per right click. If you had right clicked him once and then used your ult, and your ult has a pretty long, do you see how far your range is for your ult? You literally had to do one right click to the guy, and then use ulti, and he would have been guaranteed dead. Because the reason why he was able to survive is because he actually used Death Pulse. Oh well, and Magic Wand. But if you had right clicked him first and then used ulti, he probably wouldn't have had time to think about using Magic Wand, or his his Death Pulse was actually on cooldown anyway. So he was guaranteed that if you just done one right click. 460. You do exactly 460. You can see it right here. 460 damage you do to him. I thought it was 450.
Okay.
So close, man. Good attempt, though. You'll know now, next time you play Lion, you will know guaranteed that you have to bring that second health bar slightly lower before using ult. And now you've wasted a spell which is a 3-minute cooldown almost, so you can't use it for 3 minutes. Alright. Let's skip forward a little bit. Oh, what happened here? And there we go. The first time Pudge makes a rotation and gets a kill, it is on you. And it's simply because of lack of vision. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of wards in your... Okay, there's one ward at least. There's one ward. You bought one ward. There's 2 wards. And Earthshaker has 1 ward. So that's 3 wards. So that's 3 wards that have not been placed on the map. And that's how Pudge is going to be able to get a lot of kills, actually, because of his rotations and sneaky hooks. So even if you don't like getting wards in regular games, when there's a Pudge, when there's a Mirana, you need to have observers, a lot of observers around on these sneaky places where they want to roam around from, when they want to hook from, and when there's obviously invis heroes, then you want to have sentries in the lanes where your cores are farming and things like that, so that they don't get killed or picked off. So, yeah. Also, you need to Tome of Knowledge. It's huge. It's really, really big. Tome of Knowledge gives you 425 XP immediately. And if you'd used Tome of Knowledge, you'd been level 7 right now, which is pretty big on Lion. Lion XP is extremely important because he needs his higher levels, especially for mana drain. Alright.
One last top tower for the Radiant.
Now you've got level 6 again, and this is your time once more to get a kill. And you guys are grouped up. That's really, really good. Oh my days. Okay, you never want to use that, use your ult like that, because let me show you why. Now, if let's say the guy had survived for maybe another second at max, another second, he would have been able to live. Pretty much would have been able to live. So using your skills like that, it was very dangerous. Um, what you want to do is how you want to approach Void is again once more the same thing. You want to make sure that he's like this bar, he's somewhere around here, less than this bar, and then you want to throw down the ult, making sure that he's not going to be able to time walk away in the duration that he is stunned for. So what you should have done is, yes, you stunned early on, which is nice, but you count for you've got level 3 in stun, so that's a 2-second stun. So after you stun, you right click him once, you right click him, just once, and then hex him. And then you right click him once or twice actually, right click him twice, and then you see how much health does he have, and then you want to just ulti him if he's low, because there's a very small possibility that this void would have escaped, and then once again you would have wasted your ulti. Okay.
Yep.
But good kill overall. Alright, now you're dragging the creeps, which is quite an annoying thing to happen to you. But what are you gonna do? Okay, so even here, right now, what you did is, and this is why the creeps are following you, and they'll start following you again. You're standing right here, and you're clicking this guy. This is bad. Oh.
Sorry.
You're standing here, and you're clicking this guy. You're trying to right-click him to walk over to him. You shouldn't do that. You should never do that. Because, first off, if this happens, like right now, look, you're right-clicking him. Okay, let me... Free camera. Let's go back. Alright. What I want you to see is what happens to these creeps right here. Okay. I want you to see these creeps when they come here. I want you to see what happens to them. These guys right here. I want you to see what happens to them. So, right here. You see they start attacking you?
Yeah.
The reason why they're attacking you is because you're right-clicking this guy to walk over to him. You should never do that.
Okay.
First reason you shouldn't do that is because obviously you're going to draw creep aggro. That's obviously a basic reason. But the biggest reason why you shouldn't do that is if you are chasing this guy and he suddenly goes into into fog of war, your hero is just going to stand here for a second or two. You're not going to move.
Yeah.
And that's going to give him a small walking advantage. Obviously, I'm saying if it's close, like you guys are actually chasing each other close, then you're just going to stand there, not attack or walk or anything. So you should always walk on the floor. Even when you're in lane trying to harass the person, you should walk over him, touching, right-clicking the ground, and then take one right-click and, move back. You need to not draw creep aggro. Small issue.
Okay.
So far, you've done one big mistake, and that is wasting your time. A lot of wasting time. Rotating around as a support hero, rotating around didn't help you at all, didn't help your team. For the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, you had zero contribution, and you didn't actually even get much XP. So that is your big mistake that you've made so far, and that is a big mistake because it slows down your team's progression into the game. Obviously, right now this is once again, early game. It's been a stomp. If I had known that it would have been this big a stomp, I wouldn't have gone for this game. But so far, everything has been working out for you guys. But if it hadn't been, then it would have been quite difficult for you to get back into the game because you were so under leveled. But because your team has managed to get so many kills, you've all got a lot of XP.
I have one question. When
Yeah.
when is the right time to roam? For example, I'm doing fine on both, but someone asking for help. Is
Okay,
that the right time?
why are they asking for help? That is the first question you want to ask. If you are in the carry lane, if you're a support for top lane, and the offlaner is asking for help, mute him. Literally mute him, because
Okay.
you cannot help the offlaner. You will not help the offlaner. If your mid laner is asking for help, that's the reason why I told you in the beginning that with the first money that you get, the first 50. Hold on one second, please. With the first 50 gold that you get, you want to buy a TP. And you want to buy a TP because your mid laner might get into trouble and you want a TP in to help him. And once you save him, if he's too low and he has to go back to base, then you want to stay in mid lane and get XP. If your mid laner dies and he's dead for like 20 seconds or something, you want to once again TP mid to take that XP in mid. That's a whole
Okay.
level there for you. Yeah.
Oh,
And you want to stay there until the mid laner comes back. So that's the times that when you want to TP in to help your team. Now, as far as rotation goes, when you were bot, when you were in this lane right here, at 1 minute in, you started walking down mid. That was too early for you to start walking down. You should have waited for level 2, and you should have waited for 2 minutes in when you take the rune, and then you walk down mid. Walk over to mid, and you throw some. Maybe you don't get a kill. Maybe you just harass Windrunner. You force her to use a whole salve, or you force her to ferry out region to herself, or you force her to go back to base. Either way, it helps out. It wins the lane for Death Prophet. But without level 2, it is completely useless to make that rotation. Second thing is, if you're in the top lane right here, if you're support for the Lifestealer, then what you want to do is make sure the only time you want to rotate is if Lifestealer is having free farm and this Pudge is nowhere to be seen. You've zoned him out of the lane, you've done the pull, there's no more creeps here, then and there's no XP for you to take, then you want to rotate over to mid. And that too, you want to do it at rune spawn or just before the rune spawn, so that you can ensure if you get a haste, if you get a invis, if you get a double damage, you can get a lot out of a gank or a rotation. And ideally, you want to do that with a smoke as well, because if the windrunner has a ward, then she will see you coming, and obviously your gank isn't going to be successful. Your rotation, your time wasted, all that is you're going to waste a lot of time, and you don't want to do that.
okay.
Very nice. What you're having a lot of trouble with right now, if you look over on here, you've literally maxed out your Earth Spike, and that is actually, I will say, that is a big mistake. That is actually a big mistake. Now, you've got 400 mana, and let's see how much mana you actually drained. 25 mana. You've literally drained 25 mana from this skill. And actually, you used 10 mana to. Okay, yeah. So you drained 35 mana, but it takes 10 mana to drain this. So you started off at 400 and you ended up at 425. So literally, it would have been at this point, it would have been better to have 1 point in stats than putting a point in mana drain, because this absolutely is not doing anything for you. You need at the very, very minimum 2 points in mana drain. Literally minimum. You don't ever want to max out stun like this at level 7. Like, there's no situation where you want to max out stun at level 7. 2-1-2, and then you want to think about if there's a lot of fighting going on, then you want to have another point in mana drain. If there isn't a lot of fighting going on and you need a little bit of extra burst damage, then and only then, see this, okay, hold on. Then and only then do you want to put another point in Earth Spike. But mana drain online, it is actually huge. It literally doubles up. It's so you see. Can't actually do that. Okay. You see, it goes from 20 to 40. That's double. Level 1 to level 2 is double, and level 2 to level 3, it's very little. It's just 20 again. It's not doubling up. It's just 20. But level 3 to level 4, it's again doubling up. It's huge. Yeah, it is huge.
Yeah.
I'll often go for a 2-1-4 build online. So basically, at level 8, I will have 4 points. So yeah, at level 8 or 9, I can't do the math right now. You're gonna have 4 points in mana drain, and you're gonna have 2 points in air spike, and 1 point in oops, 1 point in hex. You obviously never need more than 1 point in hex. Now the mistake you make here is exactly the same thing that I was telling you when Void was here and that whole thing happened here. It was exactly the same mistake. Oops. You used your ulti way too early. Remember, you want to have the cutoff point right here. Let's see if I can get the red one. Yeah, right here. Well, not here. Here, about here. He has to have about this much health for you to be able to use ulti on him. And if you use it too early, then he's gonna do what he just did right now, and that is he basically got full health back.
Is that a setting? Because on my end I cannot see those lines.
Oh really? Let's see. Let us see. Well, I wonder if this works for enemies as well as allies. Huh. Doesn't seem to be working at the moment. It's not. It shouldn't be a setting. It should just be. That's how it should be.
It's okay. I'll just check it later.
Yeah, check it later. Yeah,
It's
okay.
okay.
Check it later on. But yeah, you can definitely. This is a thing. I've never actually seen people have the same all the way out, same health bar, because it's really important to know roughly how much health the enemy player has. Like, yeah, it's extremely important, crucial almost. It looks like you. Hold on, this cough, man. Looks like you are working towards that blink dagger, so that is good.
Yeah.
Just my only concern is that your mana, you're gonna have mana issues even after you get the blink dagger. Yeah, too bad. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so now a fight is about to break out. Now, keep in mind. Actually, let's see. There's one ward in base and not bot yet. There is just one ward in base. Is there no courier? No ward courier. Where are the wards? You've got what? There is a completely useless ward over here. This ward is I don't know. Let's see when this ward was placed, because. And I think Earthshaker placed this ward. I can't even click directly there. Alright, this ward is okay. So it looks like this ward was placed here when you guys were trying to push this tower. So that's fine. This ward is okay. I can live with this one. And this ward is fine as well. It's just this ward is completely being useless, and you still have one ward. So ideally, before walking up here, you should put a ward. You should ward up this area, and not having vision for a team fight is huge. And if you go over that video again, in that warding video that I sent you, I think it's everything will be a lot clearer to you why, basically, where you should be warding and why the warding is so important. But basically, for this fight, you really need a ward. You need to have vision. You need to see where the enemy is, where they're moving, who's coming. All right. So let's go over it one more time. Let's go over what you did in this team fight. So you went over the Pudge, you didn't cancel Pudge. Okay. I was actually 100% sure you were going to cancel Pudge's ulti. Okay, you stun him as well. Alright. And you drain his mana. Alright, I can live with that. That's fine. So far, so good. You've got the Blink Dagger now. You really need to be careful of where the courier is going, because look at the courier right here. The courier is it's right here. You see this courier? He's this void. This void really should have killed that courier. Ooh. 10 more seconds could have killed that void potentially. Oh, the Earth Shake, amazing. Echo Slam. Oh! Don't ulti him, don't ulti him, don't ulti him. And you should never ulti Pudge. Alright. Not bad fight from you, to be very honest with you. I love the fact that you actually did not use ulti on a 10 HP hero. You know, right. Yeah. It's okay. Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good fight from your side overall. The only thing I will say is that you had Blink a lot sooner, and you didn't use it. But that's fine. It's not a big mistake, or even it's not a mistake. It's just a little bit of carefulness. You guys could have killed Void a lot earlier if you'd used. Yeah, you stunned Void when he was already stunned, so maybe a little bit of timing window, but it's fine. It's fine. It's really fine. All right, you come back up and then you immediately buy wards. So it seems to me like you forget to buy wards, nothing else. It's not like you don't want to buy wards. You just forget to buy wards, and then when you die and you're in base, that's when you remember. Oh right, I have to buy wards, and then you buy wards. So if you if you just put the wards in your quick buy, then you will always remember to buy the wards. And all you have to do is press Shift plus Control, or Control plus Shift, and just go in the go in here, press Control Shift, and click the observer wards a couple of times, and that's it. You will have the 3 or 4 of those wards in your quick buy.
Okay.
Don't let him escape. There we go. Nice. Alright, who put that ward there? This ward. This ward. Who put this ward there? I hope it wasn't you. Somebody put that ward up here. Oh no. Okay. His ward. Excuse me. Oh.
Yeah.
This ward is totally useless. The reason why this ward is useless is you need vision for places where you're gonna fight, right? You are not gonna fight around this area. Yeah, you're gonna fight. Maybe you want to take Rosh, but for Rosh you need vision here. This ward is not useful. You need to put some a ward. Let me put a cross here. You need to put a ward either here, or you need to put a ward here, or you need to put a ward here, or you even can put a ward up here on this cliffy thing. But definitely having this ward right here, this ward right here is pretty much useless, and this is a waste of a ward. Now, if you had placed this same ward, if you had placed it here, would have been really good. If you'd placed it here, this would have been perfect. This would have been amazing. The reason why you want to have a ward here is because you want to be able to take this tower and with the ward around here, you have enough to take down this tower. And also, it helps you take down this tower because you basically, can I zoom out? Yeah, you basically get vision all the way up till well, more than this area actually. You get all the way around this area, and that's pretty good because it actually prevents the enemy team from rotating around this area. They can't rotate around this area and sneak up from behind you guys and kill you. So for both of these, for both this tower as well as this tower, you need a ward here. So this is one ward which is being wasted right now. So you need to, once again, you need to think hard before performing these actions, before placing these wards. It's really crucial, really crucial.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do go over this in the warding video, so you don't have to think much. If you go over my warding video, basically the reason why I made that video is so that new supports. I think you started just supporting recently because I think you said you play carry mostly. So for people who want to start supporting, that is an extremely good video because it literally tells you you don't need to think, just place the wards here and that's it. Forget about it.
Okay.
And that is pretty much near towers. You just want wards near towers. Towers that you're defending or towers that you're pushing. Forget about every other ward. You don't need to place any other ward.
Radiant lost one of them bottom towers. Can't do nothing about Dire structures right now. The Dire might want to mine their top tower.
Alright. Alright. Let's skip a few points forward. I like your positioning. You play quite safe. You stay far behind. You haven't taken many risky like you haven't moved anywhere riskily, if that's a word. You stay close to your cores. So that's all very good. Nice initiation, very nice initiation. You should be able to get this kill quite easily. Oh my god, no! Why did you do that? Alright, actually two mistakes here. Two mistakes. You leveled up your mana drain at level 9 instead of your ulti. And why is that? Is that because of the mana?
No, I didn't think. I'm just going for the suggested skill.
Oh, suggested skill.
Yeah, but I didn't follow.
No, this should be suggested. This should be the one that should be suggested.
Yeah. That's a mistake.
Alright, this is actually a huge mistake because the cooldown on your ulti from level 1 to level 2 goes down by a whole minute. That's one whole minute. So it's instead of having to wait for 3 minutes, you have to wait for like 1.5 minutes almost, like, well, almost something like that. Because it's 160 seconds, so it's 20 seconds less than 3 minutes. It's, whatever. And then on top of that, you killed her. You used ulti on her when she was 50 HP. So that was really bad. Yeah. Like, literally, she is 50 HP when you used ulti on her.
Yeah.
So that was actually massive, man. That was really bad. And then you're gonna die. So the reason you died is because of your positioning. And I was just saying you had pretty good positioning. Now, why did you choose to walk over here? I think you chose to walk over here because you were thinking that she might escape that way and you want to prevent her from doing that. But then you were going to use ulti on her anyway, so going here, not a good idea. And then on top of that, once she's dead, your whole team is moving. Your whole team is moving in this direction. Okay, let's go back. Like I don't know why you chose to go up there. Yeah.
I think I think that's that's the thing that I want to.
Yeah, cause like your whole team is going down there, and then you chose to go up there. So this doesn't make.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a mistake. Yeah, it's a mistake. I didn't check the minimap. That's my mistake. I'm not checking the minimap
You
after.
actually didn't. You didn't really have to check the minimap. You could see even here that these guys are going this way. You should follow them. You've done a really good job staying with your cores the whole game so far. Suddenly, right now, just as soon as I said it,
Yeah.
you made that mistake. So
Radiant's mid tower.
all right, let's skip forward. You come back to the mid lane, and looks like your team is doing pretty well. What you did again? What happened? All right, so your death prophet is over there. You're going with your death prophet. Oh no,
Radiant's mid
you're going there to help your Earthshaker. Um, don't think you should have helped your Earthshaker, to be honest.
Sorry.
I don't think you should have helped your Earthshaker. I don't think you should have gone here. Because even in the minimap, you can see that the Earthshaker.
Radiant's mid tower.
Where is the Lifestealer? Where the hell is Lifestealer died? Yeah, so you can see that in the minimap that the Earthshaker is there by himself and he's surrounded by four enemy teams. Four or five? Five enemy teammates. So you should have just let him die. I think my game volume is a bit too high. Not sure why. Alright.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Oh, it's not my game volume. It's my own volume. Okay. Should probably move this a bit higher. Sorry about this. Alright, here we go. Right. So you died twice in a row. That really hurts. And once again, you're doing the same thing. You really need to not use your ulti at the beginning of the fight, like just like that, Uh, okay, you blink in, then you stun. Now keep in mind this stun is for 2 seconds. This is a 2-second stun, 2.6 seconds. So that's a huge amount of stun. That's a very long duration stun. So what you should have done is you should have blinked in, you throw a stun down, then you take a right click. Guaranteed you take one right click. At the very minimum you take one right click. And then you hex her. And then again you take a right click. Or 2 right clicks because it's 2.5 seconds. You take 2 right clicks and then you throw the ulti down. That's how you kill her, because you see she's literally gonna run away with one more right click. Literally one more right click. So if you right click right here once, that's it. Just one right click, and then you hex her. You do another right click, and then you ulti. She's guaranteed dead, 100%. But right now she's able to live because of that immediate ulti that you throw down. That's you underestimate your damage every time. You need to know how much damage your ulti does. And obviously you need these health bars. You need these health bars. Oops, need to pause for that. These health bars you need to be able to know how much health the enemy person is. Okay, looks like a team fight is about to happen, and you guys do have. Looks like. Pause. Why can I not pause? Okay, there we go. Looks like you have a ward up here as well, which is really, really good. So you guys are gonna see everything that goes on. And very nice hex. Very, very good. Stun. Oh. Wait, where did you use your stun? Oh no. Okay. Keep in mind that your hero has 2 disables. Your hero has 2 disables, and they are both on. Oh, okay. Your hex is level 1. So this is on a 12-second cooldown, and then the hex is on a 30-second cooldown. So when you level up line like this, what you want to do is you always want to use your Earth Spike first, because it's on a 12-second cooldown. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, you wanna use Earth Spike first. You wanna use Earth Spike first right away. Like right here, when you were fighting this Windrunner, you should have used Earth Spike first in this particular case. When a team fight is happening, when you're going for a gank, Hex first, and when a team fight happens, you want to use Earth Spike first.
Okay.
Now, yeah, right here, you come here and you throw the Earth Spike down, and once you Earth Spike her, you don't need to use Hex. Like even right now, once you hexed her, she was dead. She was guaranteed dead. You did not need to use Earth Spike. But now you're in this situation where you have no stun at all. This is on a 25-second cooldown. This is still on a 6-second cooldown, and you will, for the duration of the next. Okay, so once you used Earth Spike, now your hero is completely useless for the next 12 seconds. He's absolutely useless. He's less than a creep. He's nothing. You know this damage you do 70 damage right now. You know it's nothing. It's not going to do anything. So you really need your skills. You can't just use your skills on a hero who's dying already, right? So you need to use your skills very smartly. Now this is your second big mistake. Now we've identified two huge mistakes. You should have used the stun here for Windrunner, and you should have held on to your Hex. If you'd done that, then this would have been a different team fight, because let's see, you stun her, and right here you Hex. As soon as you see Void coming in, you Hex her. Now you're probably gonna die, because it's a 2.5-second Hex. Right here you Hex Void, because you know the way he's coming for an ulti, and you know there are 3 people right here who are gonna get chronoed, guaranteed. And if you'd had a Hex, you would have hexed him, and then at least these 2 people. Okay, so he still manages to escape because the Void put down a really bad chrono. Death Prophet still would have been able to be outside of the range of the chrono, and she would have been throwing her spells. She would have been siphoning this guy, and probably this guy as well. She wouldn't have died, and then obviously she would have kept doing all that damage with her ult if she'd been alive. So pretty much, I will say it was because you were too eager to use your spells why Death Prophet died right here.
Okay.
And he is gone. And he's such a bad guy. He didn't even take his teammates with him. Could have made his way to the teammates. And... oh, looks like... wow. So this Lifestealer is quite bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, looks like you're going for 4 staff, which is really good. You're going to be able to, if you are not trapped inside the chrono, you'll be able to chrono 4 staff people out of the chrono. Let's see. Okay. Why did you die here? Too aggressive. Too aggressive. Actually, your Death Prophet is too aggressive. Okay, your move was fine. Your Death Prophet was too far out. You had no other choice. You probably saved Death Prophet's life right there.
Yeah.
I think not probably. I think guaranteed. You definitely saved Death Prophet's life right there, because you engaged 3 of their people, while if they'd come all the way here, they guaranteed would have killed Death Prophet, because they did need more than 1 person to focus you, and the rest of them would have focused Death Prophet, and you would have died. So you engaged 3 people, so that's good. I like what you did. I really like what you did. I think your Death Prophet made a really big mistake, though, playing so aggressively. Without any vision, no power here, absolutely no reason for both of these teams. So 9 people made a bad job, or made a bad decision to be here. This Void is the only smart person who's actually pushing out the lane, because there's no tower here. I have no idea why you guys are here at all. Your mid tower is pushing in. You guys should be pushing mid. There's, I don't know if Roshan is up or not. Maybe pushing Roshan. So yeah, but I like what you did. So good, good job there. And the lifesteal just died to a solo. Yeah, that is actually quite bad. And you know what? If you had pressured Void a bit more in the early game, maybe at this point he would have had one less item. Maybe he wouldn't have had Diffusal Blade if you had destroyed him in the lane. And now it's come to the point that he's actually solo killing your carry. So this is what I was saying. Like, yes, at the beginning, the skill score was 1 to 9 because everything was going in your favor. Everything was going, good for you guys. But you guys didn't capitalize on that. And obviously, your early game, your early game went really bad because you were roaming around, you weren't doing much, and you weren't pressing your lane, you weren't uh, helping your teammates in any particular way. So your early game went pretty bad, and this is the result of that. That their cores are super fed farmed. Okay. Small issue with your camera. It looks like you didn't move your camera at all.
Fresh meat.
Like right here, you're fighting at the edge of your camera. You should have gone that way a little bit more, because obviously I don't know why you didn't move your camera.
I'm not sure.
Sorry? Panic. Just panic, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
Nice. You do need to steal some mana. Oh, nice. Perfect. There you go. There you go. Perfect. So this is how you need to do it every single time. Perfect combination. What you did just here, this was perfect. A small mistake you made where you canceled the animation of stun before and then you used Hex. Void should have just chronoed you right here because I don't know what he was doing. Let's see his perspective actually. He sees you there. He A clicks the tower. He starts. You blinked in. You cancelled your stun, and then you proceeded to go and hex him. And this guy is still right clicking the tower. So good for you. I think once you had committed to stun, you should have just stunned. Right thing to do, as I said earlier, when you're going for a gank, right thing to do is to use hex first. But if you'd already done the stun animation, then you should have gone ahead with it because this guy easily could have turned around and killed at least you and taken Lifestealer, half of Lifestealer's HP as well. And however, what you did here is pretty good. You made sure the stun lasted for as long as possible on both your. You pretty much stunned him for like 4 seconds right there with your chaining of stuns. So very good job there. And he's gone. It's just unfortunate that your Lifestealer is like not able to kill anyone at this point. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit to the next team fight now. You walked right past Pudge? Really? Pudge was right here. Right. So once again, your Lifestealer is a complete idiot. Your whole team sees them coming from around here, right? And they still keep doing Roshan. That's just a bad play by them. There's pretty much nothing you can do at this point. You're dead. You're just gonna run around for a bit, but yeah, you're dead, and it's not your fault. That's just bad play right there.
Dire's mid tower's nothing now.
Okay, you're farming, you're dewarding. That's all really good. You're staying close to your cores. That's all really good. At this stage in the game, you don't want to go off alone. Like, well, I don't know where you are going right now. Staying with Death Prophet, staying with Death Prophet. But now, okay, you're not going anywhere. It's fine. Good job, staying safe. You realize that this area right here is dangerous. You probably wanted to put a sentry right here to make sure they don't have a ward there and deward it. You think better of it, and that's a good thing because that is not a safe place to be. And you're staying pretty much with Death Prophet. I think that's probably because he's your friend, but in regular games, that's how you want to play around as well. So
Yep.
now, I love what you did just now. You're staying hidden away here. This is perfect. This is how you want to play most support, most defensive supports. Obviously, Lion, you have the blink hex, so you want to be a bit aggressive. But what you're doing right now, perfect. Love it. Staying out of vision, and that's why you're able to surprise the Pudge and suddenly cancel his ulti. And excellent double stun. I just hope your Death Prophet lives through it, but she does not, so that's really bad. That's unfortunate. And pretty much nothing more is gonna happen. You're all dead. It's gonna be 5-man wipe. And game is pretty much over at this point. GG. Right. So, your two biggest mistakes in this game. First mistake in the early game where you roamed around a lot, you didn't accomplish much, you wasted a lot of time, you did not pressure this void. You really, really, really needed to pressure this void. That was crucial. And also, the reason why I wanted to go to the items was not to look at the Midas, it was mostly to look at Void's items, and that was because what I think is that if you had stayed in the lane for 10 minutes in, I think you could have managed to push this treads all the way up till here, or even at 10 minutes. You could have made sure that Void has no gold all the way up till 10 minutes. You could have stayed in lane. You could have kept harassing him. You would have kept him under leveled. You would have made sure he doesn't go more than like level 4 or level 5 at 10 minutes into the game. That's like worse than what support should have. And I think he would have managed to push out all of these items further down by 5 or more minutes. Like if you push this down to here, his treads, that's like what is it? 5 minutes, yeah, 10 minutes. Easily you could have pushed it 5 minutes forward all of these items, and then you guys started losing at this point. When you guys were all team fighting and Void was farming, and I was telling you like all 9 of you are doing something completely useless, and your Void is farming. He was farming the whole game, and that's the reason why he's able to get all these items so quickly, because you guys were wasting your time fighting and not taking objectives, while this guy was just farming and he was able to get all these beautiful items up. And I guarantee you that if you had pressured him in lane, this guy wouldn't have been able to get this far ahead, because once you delay his items by a little bit, then he can't split push, because if he goes for split push, 1 or 2 people can go and kill him. And if he goes for team fights, he can't actually accomplish much in team fights. So yes, I'm not saying it's all your fault. Obviously, I'm not saying it's all your fault, but I am saying that you could have done a lot more in the early levels to help out. Let's see. Let's compare their items. Plus, I don't really like his item choices anyway. What is this Yasha doing? Just a casual Yasha? Should have just upgraded this to Sage. Sage and Yasha, I mean. Also, why does he have this? Why the hell does he have MKB?
I think he's want to kill Mid Ranger.
Oh my days. And I actually did not see him hit Wind Ranger a single time. I saw you ulti her a lot of times, but I did not see Lifestealer fight the Wind Ranger at all. So yeah. Just bit of bit of bad luck as well. But yeah, that was your first big mistake, the early game impact, and then second big mistake of yours. Major thing that you really need to focus on is how you used your skills, how you used your abilities rather, not skills. You used both your abilities really quickly. You were too eager to use your ulti. You really need to use your spells because as a support hero, you don't do right clicks. You know, you're not a carry hero that you jump in and just you right there, right. You have a huge cooldown. 12 seconds is a huge thing in a team fight. You've got a big cooldown on your abilities. You need to wait for the opportune time to use your spells. You can't just throw down your ulti on dying heroes. You did that twice, by the way. You used your ulti to kill a 50 HP Windrunner, and then you used both stun and hex on Windrunner at the Rosh time, near the Rosh fight, and then you actually didn't have any other spells to throw out when the rest of the team dove you guys. So that's really big for a support hero. And small issues with positioning, that's something that you just need to practice a little bit more. Just play a bit more further back, move around with your team. Don't go around solo. Yeah, just a little bit of extra focus on positioning. So